Hello and welcome to this solo playthrough of Advanced Squad Leader. I'm Robin Reeve and we will be playing a scenario from the last Rally Point pack, which is devoted to Volksgrenadiere using the Twilight of the Reich. But if you don't have Twilight of the Reich, you can borrow the Sturmtruppen, I think, from Sainte-Mère-Église module works well. So it's about Volksgrenadiere situation. So it will be scenario RPT205, death of the Porcupine. And you see on the image M10 with its crew. It's a French crew. We will have 3 French opposing Germans, and you can discern on the hull of the tank the name Porcupine. Unfortunately, that tank will be destroyed, 3 men killed in the situation we will try to depict in the approximative movie-like game that is ASL. So I will now look with you on the we go on the site, a French site which speaks of it, just show some images, and afterwards we will read the card and set up. As you know me, I don't ponder during hours and days about setting up, but I'll place the units and we'll finish the video here with that setup, and afterwards each time presumably I always start with player turns, a video covering just one player turn at a time, and if there's a reduction of units and things to manage, I switch to full game turns. But I like when a video doesn't last more than half an hour, but I cannot predict things. Okay, so here is a French site which speaks of it. So Matériel terrestre 3945.fr, and it speaks of the Ilhuisen Memorial in Alsace. We'll speak of it, reading also the historical background from the scenario. So there we have the image that I took from that site for just illustrating. This image is strange because that M10 has, oh, but it's written Porcupine, so I should, yeah. It's strange because it seems to have a background of a Roman amphitheater, even though the second division, armored division France was on, came through on not on D-Day, but came from Normandy. Presumably there's a long history. Perhaps they were in Africa sometime. What did they say? I'm just looking that, but I don't have the destruction. Yeah, okay. Okay, they don't say a lot. Okay, and that's the killed, destroyed tank, which is still today now, as you see here. You can view it if you go in Alsace. You have next to some villages there's a Sherman also in the Colmar region, so you see it, and there we are. It was tragical, of course, and I think that, yeah, they show how the shell of the Nashorn went through the hull near the near the tracks, and went through the tank, killing 3 of the crewmen. That's it. And here they are. I'll translate for you. In this place, Claude Beaufils, René Garnier, Renier Cardo from tank Porc-Epic died for France on 26 January 45. And there is also a memorial. There we are, Porc-Epic, but you have Crotal 4 also. You have people who died, and also here. So Léon Charles, Ismail Shakov, strange, not strange, but they are from the Army of Africa. And René Franceschi, so you see a lot of people, and yes, 121 casualties which fell in that place in the end of January. Capitaine André Periquet, sous-lieutenant Henri Cureau, adjudant-chef Edmond Chauvire, je présume, chasseur, that's a first class, Lucien Hénard, and yeah, the M10 crewmen. So there were actually 3 M10 which were destroyed, but not perhaps all on that day. So here is a scenario card. I'm going to read the situation, which death of Porcupine, which of course covers that situation, which ended tragically for that M10 anti-tank, tank destroyer, but the French nevertheless won globally the situation. So we are in Ilhuizen. There's a little error here. There should be only one I, and actually here, if you see, it's written properly, so it was just, somebody misspelling by accident. Ilhuizen, France, 26 January 1945. General Leclerc, 2nd Armored Division, was attacking to clear the Colmar pocket. Leclerc successfully closed the Ill River, that's an important river in Alsace, but had sustained heavy casualties in the process. The French were now moving toward Elsenheim, where General-Major Wilhelm Bleckven, commanding the 708 Volksgrenadier Division, had established strong battle positions in the woods around the town. Seeking a way to bypass these defenses, Leclerc sent Lieutenant-Colonel Simon's 8th Régiment de Chasseurs d'Afrique, 8e Régiment de Chasseurs d'Afrique, with its M10 tank destroyers, to clear the Ilhuizen-Elsenheim road and to find a way to bypass the Germans. Leading this effort was 2nd Platoon's M10 tank destroyer Porcupine, translated from French is Porcupine, and actually I believe that Porcupine has for an origin the French Porc-Épic. As you know, that English has imported, thanks to the Normans, a lot, and perhaps from the Romans, a lot of French or Latin words, which take quite a place in an English dictionary. So porc-épic in French, porc is like pork, and épic must be an allusion to the spines of the animal. The porc-épic, that was its name, presumably because it was a tank destroyer which could hurt other armor, and it was commanded by MDL, I don't know what it is, but Marc Samin. Traveling on from the woods, rode about a mile from Ilhuizen, and there one of Hauptmann Koop's Nashorn tank destroyers from Schwerpanzerjägerabteilung 525 opened fire on Porc-Épic. Note here you must pronounce Nashorn, not Nashorn, but Nashorn, because in German SH needs a C between the S and the H to be pronounced sh. So actually you hear in German, it's quite close to English actually, Nas and Horn. Nas means nose, and horn. So it means a rhinoceros. And rhinoceros in Greek, sorry, I also study Greek and I work with it. Rhino, skeros, means also a nose with a horn. That's it. I'm being quite pedantic here, so beg your pardon. I like different languages, etymology, and things like that. So it sometimes perspires even within my wargaming hobby. So there we are. But there are not a lot of Hebrew, which is the main language that I teach actually. There are not a lot of Hebrew words in German, but there are some taken from religious context, of course. Okay, so now I'm closing my parenthesis. And so that Nashorn opened fire on Porc-Épic. Samin saw the muzzle flash and fired simultaneously. Whoa! As the Nashorn's 88mm round sliced through the Porc-Épic's right track, then penetrated the hull just above the return roller of the second bogie assembly, passed through the lower portion of the turret compartment, killing crewmen Claude Beaufils, René Cardo, and René Garnier, then exited the left side of the hull just forward of the second bogey assembly. So you get really quite straight if it went out really on the same place on the other side. A brief firefight ensued, but soon the Fox Grenadiers and remaining Nashorns withdrew. The French 2nd Army Division continued its advance toward Elsenheim, and Marc Samin, though seriously injured, I presume, survived. He died in 1991, and at his request, his ashes were placed inside Porcupine, which stands to this day, we saw the pictures, as a roadside monument near the location where it was knocked out. So let's now see the different elements, the mission, victory conditions. The Free French win at game end if they have 14 or more casualty victory points or exit victory points than the Germans. Both sides earned casualty victory points. Normally, the Free French also earn exit victory points for each vehicle, armor leader, and any good order passenger rider that exits off the east edge. Prisoners are worth 0 VP. I draw your attention to the fact that only passenger riders count, no on-foot infantry. But you will see that the format and the duration of the scenario doesn't allow a lot to move infantry across the map. But you'll see that they are quite. They'll need to exit as riders or on half tracks. So coordinating instructions, ground snow. You will see there's a stream. The stream is considered dry because it's actually not exactly dry. It's frozen, and there's a pond which is frozen. So a frozen stream is the same as a dry stream. That means it's a gully, and yeah, it's a gully. It works like a gully, and we'll just perhaps make a little remark about the end of the stream in one place, which suddenly appears while technically it's open ground. Okay, if it were not a gully, so we're in strength. Sorry, don't know what I did there, but okay. Overlays I placed. Their use, at least for the two brush ones, is to offer some possibility to move through the woods. There's on that 14A map. There's a long strung wood across the map, and here where I placed it, two brush overlays just to open up a little the woods so that the tanks can go through. You'll see why. Both sides have winter camo. Perhaps I'm going to implement that also in a note. And AFV crews may not voluntarily abandon their vehicles. Okay, and about the Volksgrenadier. Yes, they go when they get conscript. They go up to Volksgrenadier. So perhaps when they, if there's some replacement, I'll note VJ on it, VG on them. The German player may substitute. That's a problem with physical components. That means that Panzerjagd 3-4, you have two here, will both have an AMG, which I believe in the game you only have one, so you must. They say may substitute, but should, or you don't know between may or must. So sorry, elements of Battalion 2. There we are. I was annoyed by a little glitch I accidentally put on that file. So elements of Bataillon 2, Grenadierregiment 721, Volksgrenadier Division 708, set up in hexes number 7 or less. Okay, you'll see they're quite away from the point of entry of the French. And Kompania 1 Schwerpanzerjägerabteilung 525, set up using HIP east of the pond stream in woods or orchard hexes numbered 3 to 8. I will have marked that on the map for the setup. The elements of Régiment de Marche du Tchad and 2e peloton, 3e escadron, 8th Régiment de chasseurs d'Afrique, 2e division blindée, enter turn 1 on the west edge, which is on the bottom of the map in this case. So as you see, the Germans, they don't have a lot of infantry. Our Volksgrenadier, okay, not too bad leadership. 2 MMG, so they will be able to, yeah, to interdict the map. There's a lot of open ground. And on the French side, only 3 squads, 3 half squads, an MMG and a dismantle mortar. I wonder if we'll be able to remantle it, as you say. There's armor leader, 3 M10 units, okay, among which the Porcupine, presumably 3 M5 half tracks, 2 M20 armored cars, cannot get a reader, and a jeep. Okay. So here's the situation. The the north is on your left, so the French will enter here, and the Germans infantry must set up north of the blue line, and I put green little things which are among the draggable overlays, victory point things, victory point markers, and I put them there just to remind that between I-13, between 3 and 8 they can set up, but they 3 and 8, but they must be north of the pond anyway, so there it stops here. I just realized that I could place them there, so here. And of course the French will try to exit by the east. So as you see, the Germans, yeah, they are in position. The French will take some time to move up. As you see, the brush has been placed there, and also something has been opened up with another overlay over here, at least placing orchards so the nashorns can be placed. So what are the odds? Did I click correctly? Oh, there we are. Too much. Sorry. It took some time to react. So anyway, that wood really blocks about anything except along that road. Moving up here would not be very wise from the M10s, who will try to move through that gap here and that gap here, quite logically. They could also try to move elsewhere, but you know, moving out of a stream, even if it's nearly the same as a gully, you always risk a bog. So, well, the German nashorns, where could they go? That's the idea. The HIP, so they can, yes, they can really cover the possibilities without being sighted immediately. Of course, there'll be some uncertainty. So, what can we expect the French to do? Of course, they'll use, as possible, the road here and here, at least for some approaches. I think it's 1 MP because nothing says that the roads is plowed. Yeah, here we are. So vehicular movement, minimum entry is M1. Okay. There's nothing. Oh yeah, both effects apply even on plowed roads, so nothing to say. Terrain, okay, all marsh, the none freezes all streams. Okay, I explained that previously. Fires don't ground snow, so EC are wet. So and winter KMO means in any type of snow there's a +1 LV. When fired beyond 8 hexes on infantry or beyond 16 hexes otherwise, that means if firing on vehicles. Okay, so there we are. I try not to forget that. So it'll mainly count for infantry because 16 hexes is about the broad of the J16, you see. Oh, what happened? I don't know. I used a key. I didn't realize that there was something that worked that way. A key I clicked and I had my Control click and it did something. So anyway, so now we are placing our units. I don't quite know what to do, but I think, yeah, this should be covered quite certainly, because if the M10s come here, I don't want to put the Nashorn in this place, so I'll have it here. I have one here covering, and there's no ball sighting, so we can we'll win sometime. Now here we have, we could put somebody here. We can cover here and here. I believe. Yeah, the tank. Anyway, don't see how they could go. They'll move out some, so I can swing the gun here. I'll put the second one. I would be tempted to put it there because it's a large target and the hindrance would protect it, and it needs protection. And I'll put with it the armor leader, so it's as if it fired without hindrance. So that could be a good idea. Of course, yeah, if we have M10s moving here, we cover both places, of course. I'm having, perhaps this would be even better, but it's really very, very obvious, and I don't like Captain Obvious things. Oh, I could also place it here. Oh yes, it would be excellent, because it covers this, and goes down here, and covers everything that crosses that line between, and goes farther. So you can do really a lot of harm. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16! Okay, here winter camo would work. Okay, that's not too bad. Now the question is, how are we going to stop the enemy? And we have Panzerschreck here a little, so where shall we place people? We could place somebody here. I'm wondering. Well, they all have Panzerfäuste also. This is quite in the open. Yeah, the great question is, yeah, I'm going to deploy here, so we have teams with Panzerschreck. Okay. The Volksgrenadier have a -1 Panzerfaust DRM. I'm going to check the rules, just not saying stupid things. I must have read something wrong, though. There's nothing special there. They don't have PF, they just have, yeah, okay. They have -1, of course, because of 1945, and not else. So, as we say in French, back to our sheep. So how could we place units just to get things well done? Yeah, this could be wonderful, but yeah, also, I don't know, the Panzerschreck. The thing is, should I keep some for the end of the scenario if the French make a breakthrough? I think so. So perhaps a Panzerschreck here. Okay, I'll have also an MMG here, which can set a fire lane. I know there are orchards, but it's better than nothing, and they're out of LOS, so that's good. This Panzerschreck could still stalk the place here or here. Here I like that because they can. Okay, so yeah, and here we have other little blue minis. My question is, yeah. Here, this must be covered somewhere, somehow, I think. I'll have them here with a machine gun. Well, yes. How can the French? So I cannot go there. It's 7 or less. Ooh. So this is very a lot of open ground. I'm not interdicting a little or too much. Yes, I don't like that. Here we can fire. Okay, let me put them there. So here we have some, but I wonder if I shouldn't anyway cover a little more, not waiting the end of times to do it. Bah, bah, bah. Yeah, but if we have people here, we still could fire better perhaps here. And we can shift if there's. We will still have time, but it will be nevertheless quite complicated for the friend putting some people here with potential Panzerfeister. Don't like to put people here anyway. They will break. If they break, they're out. That's it. That's the problem. And here, some protection. Could put those guys. Don't like that. I don't want to put people too much in front. That's good because they're anyway sacrificial lambs. That's of course. So where am I putting it? I have enough people here. Here, at least, we'll have to stop. They'll have to stop. Okay, this will be good. Doing our best just to prevent at least cowering. And I don't want to put somebody central here. Would be absolutely blasted by the. And covering the exit here is complicated, really. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll still cover the thing. Okay. I'm not very. Anyway, they're not there to. They cannot stop the French altogether. The Nashorn will have to do a good job. I believe so. And there are no dummies, so yes. I'll put the sniper in the river. Now to the French. So the French will have to place people 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see the sniper here is close to about everybody. That's a good place. So now how are we proceeding? Now this is really not simple because I don't need to be daring, but I'll still need those. And of course those don't at least those don't roll well elsewhere than on the road. But anyway, there's no road bonus or things like that, so where are the M10s coming? They move 15, so let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ooh, that's not a lot. 14. No. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I wonder if... And who's going first? Of course, the slower should be in front. There's a lot of people here, so I presume I could. The question, I think I'm going to be very cautious. Don't know. I only have 4 turns and a half. And this one here, perhaps. The M5. You know what? I'm going to place a hex grid. So using the miracle of pause, I'll try to place that hex grid. There we are. Shazam! Yeah. I'm wondering what we could do. Here we'll have also some people moving. Here. But I believe The armored car could come here and fire a little. The question, yeah, because if the Nashorn don't concentrate on the M10s, it can be bad for them. No, I think those, I'll try to move them here, because we have some infantry to suppress. Trying to move, not in the most obvious, but I believe any competent player won't do the obvious. So the idea is to move around here, to be ready and fire back. Of course, we don't know what can hit us. First time turn, hoping, no, coming here. And of course, if Germans move, they'll get blasted. So we'll put here, here we have a squad in each M5. Here in the Jeep. I'd put the mortar with them because they can disembark, and if the Jeep can, yeah, it moves quite fast. And here we'll have some riders on the TDs. Oh, gee, that's complicated for them, isn't it? Oh, I could put them here. Can put them there, but no, because we need a machine gun. We'll have them here. We're not sure myself at all. Let's put Morin here and some in. Summer. Let's go for that. I'm not concealing anybody. This is, as soon as they appear, what could I do else? Well, the trap is triggered, is ready. The trigger of the trap is displayed, so yeah. I think the two armored cars will try to come here, and once the situation is cleared, so they'll remain there until they are sure there's nothing, and they move so fast. So there we are. I'm just looking at something. I'll look how the casualty bin works, but I'm not very confident about it. Sorry, I'm making your eyes bleed. Okay, I'm going to remove now all those little things. Oh, that's what happens when you don't do things properly. Okay, one thing at a time. 1, 2. Oh, it doesn't want to move that one. Okay, 2D. Oh, it really doesn't want to move that one. Okay. Oh, because there's somebody over it. Okay. Oh. Okay, that's strange, yeah. No, but something disappeared here. It had a... I gave it a stovepipe, so... Here you are, sir. And you're... Yeah, I think I shouldn't have done that using that function, because it all goes... It does strange things I shouldn't have. Okay. Sorry. Up you go. And here also. That's cleaner. No, that's my Swiss OCD, national OCD. We like things to be rather clean and ordered. Okay, so there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Presume more gentlemen than ladies. I would really love that to see some women, but anyway, there are, I know, but not so many. And as you know, ASL is a doomed hobby because the new generations are not interested by it. They don't know what they miss. I'm going to put him HIP this here because you don't know. So first movement, the French will try to move around here and around here, and some perhaps just here with the armored cars. We'll see afterwards. Rush on the Germans and see what they can do, how they will react, and it will be anyway very hard on both sides, because if the French make a breakthrough, who's going to stop them and how are they going to be stopped? Anyway, this German is well placed, because the temptation would be to move up here with the M10 and go through, risking bog, go through and do what we called a board edge creep, or at least take the German defense off foot. You say that offhand, I don't know. In French we say contre-pied. That's the idea too. Well, let's not speak further. We have been chatting for 36 minutes, so I wish you the best and see you for the first player, which means French turn, next time. So bye bye.